All right. Hello, Professor Lamb. This is Travis Higgins, and I am here with the wonderful Miss Jamie Jennings of Twin Peaks Middle School. And how many years have you been at Twin Peaks, Jamie?
I think this is my 19th year.
Wow. Well, truly a veteran. You're the Cesar Milan of middle school counseling. Do you know who he is?
What did you
I said you're the Cesar Milan. He's the dog whisperer.
Oh, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yes, definitely a miracle worker. So, okay. Um, all right. Question one here. So, what do you personally see as Twin Peaks' greatest need?
Well, I might have answered that differently 7 weeks ago than I would today, but so I'll try to put my mind, shift my mind back to that
Normal times.
time frame. Yeah. So I know we chatted before about assessments and that piece. So looking at it from that lens, we definitely each year and throughout the year have conversations about using the testing that we have, either the math tests that are done at the school one to two or three times a year in math, and then regards for the CAPS testing as pieces of data to inform our work. And so our principal and one of our assistant principals really drive this work and drive these conversations. And we certainly look at per grade, growth from one year to the other. We look at it subscores in terms of gender or SES and subgroups. And so in terms of it, we're always looking and wanting to bring students, help students move forward and so that they are at or above grade level. It's one of the things that we always want to do, but it's always a struggle, is provide additional support to fill the holes that exist for students. And so we've offered the last several years a math Excel class to help that is their elective for the students in that class that helps fill the gaps and support students, and that's been successful. But we're certainly not able to reach as many students as we would like. And so what we would like to do is offer support class, again, either more elective or before or after school. The difficulty is often getting the students there, either it's a transportation issue due to the bus schedule, or the parents are working, or the students are involved in other activities, or they're taking care of younger siblings. Or if it's during the school days, if they're involved in AVID or band or another elective, they may not want to give it up. So we can't force students to participate in these classes to provide that additional support, and certainly not before or after school. So I understand that, but it is one of those pieces that I think is something that we could provide a lot of help. It helps kids move forward if we have that additional time. And we've talked about that. It wouldn't be more of the same. It's meant to be different.
Yeah. Well, that's the basis of
my sense is that's what I would say.
That's the basis of the second tier, isn't it? The multi-tier system is the second tier is not, it's more of different stuff. It expands on the first stuff. It doesn't just replace it. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. I mean, the part of this assignment that we're working on here, we're looking at the CASP website and trying to see if that data reflects any problems, trends, any things like that. But I bring it up because I went to the cast website for Twin Peaks, and it is incredibly incomplete. I literally spent probably an hour or two breaking down every way you could possibly disaggregate the data, and most of them, the fields were blank. For example, it says only 23 students took the cast last year at Twin Peaks. And I know that's not, I witnessed personally more than that in the classrooms that I saw. Um, Dividing it by gender, only 6 girls took the test, no scores. There were, I think, 17 scores for boys in one grade, not one mean scale score at all on the whole page for Twin Peaks. So I'm left to wonder. I guess obviously you don't get much from the site, but and the site seems like it has so much potential. I actually checked out some of the other schools in the district, the other middle schools, and they were complete. But so I guess how are you getting that relevant data at all? Do you think from the CASP test, or how do you get that information?
So I know we have it. When we talked about before, I'm actually very surprised that it's not there. Every fall, we go over it in detail. When I say we, I mean our principal and our assistant principal who's in charge of that. We meet as a school-wide, and we have those conversations, and they go through it all. So I know they have access to a lot more than what you're seeing on the site. And as we mentioned earlier, that normally I would bring this to their attention, and I still will at some point in the future. I just know that now is not a good time as they're dealing with um, a lot more imminent problems or issues. But so
Yeah.
I know that they are getting that information. We have uh, we're able to, as counselors, we're able to access through I don't want to say an app, but the Student Report Center. So I'm able to go and find student test scores for the previous year and the preceding years that they took the test, their math scores, if they're ELD, I'm able to see those scores. So through our Student Report Center, we're able to access that information. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up for you or anyone else who would look at it online, but why it is for other schools. So
Mhm.
I definitely appreciate you bringing that to my attention, and I will share it when those that need to know have time to
Yeah.
listen.
It seems like it has a lot of potential. Like I was really shocked. It's like I must be doing it wrong. And once I checked at the RB or Bernardo Heights Middle School and Meadowbrook, theirs were there. So yeah, it's made me worry. I'm a Ram alumni, so I
Yeah,
take pride in my old school. So I
your
wanted
alma
to.
mater. Yeah.
So so anyway, well, since I couldn't see any of the trends on the CASP site, I went back to what I know. This program has made me pretty familiar with the California State dashboard, and so far I've noticed three negative trends at the school. So if you permit me, for a sec, I'm going to go down the list, and then we'll just discuss them afterward, if that's okay. So okay. So first is there's disparity in demographic scores, particularly with the Hispanic population, which is growing consistently at 2% per year. Most recently, the Asian white and the mixed race students, they all exceeded state standards by more than 31%. Hispanics, however, more than a fifth of the school, 22% now, scored 13.6 below, and it's been a trend since 2017, at least what's available there. In math, the gap is even bigger. Hispanic scoring 40% below standard. So for me, it's a huge population. It seems like that needs more attention there. So another trend I saw is the rising number of socioeconomically disadvantaged students. Of course, it comes with the times, but a steady decline in their performance. And at last count, these students make up 21.4% of the school population. So the recent cumulative ELA scores for the school were 19.3% below standard. Again, math is worse, 52.6 below. But also the chronic absenteeism jumped almost 5% this past year for the group, so 14.2 now for the group. So that's an area that is going to need some addressing as well. And lately, third, relatively low scores for students with disabilities. Obviously, there are inherent problems. It's a tough group to score accurately. But even compared with like the district scores, the district averages, Twin Peaks seems lower. District average ELA scores for disabled students is a negative 32.6 compared to Twin Peaks at negative 78.4. Likewise, mathematics, the average for the district is negative 55.1%, and Twin Peaks is negative 115 points below. You could do that. So, yeah. Again, I'm not trying to be critical. My assignment is to look for trends and see what's being done about it. So, I guess we could spend hours talking these. They're pretty complex issues, and I hope we get to. But if you could tell me, are these even priorities at the school? And if so, how are they being addressed? Of course, in normal times, I should say.
Sure. Yeah. So, no, it's not being critical. If we don't have honest conversations, then we can't move forward and truly support students. So, we definitely have those, but we have those conversations often, not just at the beginning of the year when we review the scores, but those conversations occur often. So if I don't address all of the points on your the list, and there's something that you'd like me to cover, please let me know. So in terms of, I'll start with
the Latin disparity.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Or go ahead. I'll follow you.
So the students that are the economically disadvantaged students, the district gives us what we call an EDY list, an educationally disadvantaged youth list. So we have rank 1, rank 2, and rank 3, and they use a variety of factors to place students on each of the 3 tiers. So the rank 1 isn't too large, and then rank 2 is larger, and rank 3 is very large. And we had a big laugh a few years ago that our principal's daughter was on the rank 3 because she met some of the criteria. So not all of the students, I would say. Many of the students on the rank 3, and then one of our teachers' sons was as well, need that level of support. But certainly at the rank 1 do, and most of our rank 2. And so the school has provided funds to provide support for the EDY students. So it could be, again, extra tutoring. It could be extra support during the day, after school. So lots of different programs. So there is some funding for that. We wish that we could use the free and reduced lunch list to identify the students who are struggling financially, but we're not able to access that. That's kept secret for privacy reasons. So we often want to access that during the holidays or before the holidays, when we work with a group to support families through our adoptive family program. So we do our best to try to identify families that need
all that money for the EDY list kids. Is that all for academics?
Typically, I would say it's academic. We had last year we had one of our teachers. She taught an extra class during that lunchroom we had. And so she was not full time, so she didn't have homeroom math class during that time. So I believe it was the EDY money that was used to pay for that class. And she has a lot of ELD students in that class, and she does a phenomenal job with providing the support they need for where they are to move them forward. This year she's full time, so that particular course offering is paid for through our FTEs. So what we do is she still teaches that class to those students, and it's smaller, so the other classes just have larger numbers.
What's the name of that class again?
So, pardon?
What's the name of the class, or what is it called?
Well, it's the RAM, which is our mascot. It doesn't have a different name,
okay.
But it's essentially the ELD RAM. So students who are level 1 or level 2 for ELD, those students are scheduled into that class.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, as far now, does that come out every year? The the EDY list.
The EDY, yes. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those that our principal hands it to us, and tells us, instructs us to be very careful. It's very private.
I'm sure lots of confidentiality.
Get out. Yeah, we want to honor the students' privacy, so we're very careful with that to keep it private. So yeah, that comes out every year, and we use that to identify students to support and throughout the year. So in terms of the subgroups, probably at our school, it's the Latinx group that is. We don't have our African American population isn't too large. We don't have very many students at our school, so the different schools in the district have different populations.
Yes, definitely.
So that's definitely conversations that we have all the time. I don't know if do you remember, was Ed Oliva there? He's he's a volunteer. He's retired. Did you meet him?
I don't think so. I might.
Okay, he's a wonderful man, and he has been with us for several years, and he mentors 2 students each year, and then additionally, he knows everybody in the community. So additionally, he finds speakers for us. We tend to have one a month, and he finds people who usually overcame obstacles to get where they are, and he himself would fall into that category. And so we include students who made on the EDY list in that ELD RAM. We include students in those invite students to those presentations to hope that may be something that provides something that they can relate to, or that triggers them in terms of
motivational stuff.
Feeling more engaged. Yeah. And so he actually was last year. We selected him as our volunteer of the year, and then last year the district selected him as one of the district volunteers of the year. They only choose 3 for the entire district, so it was wonderful that someone who's not even his kids, he doesn't even have anyone in the school, but he gives so much time to the community. He's wonderful. So that's something that we do. We have separate parents. We have parents when we have parent events, 7th grade parent night or 5th grade parent night. We have separate events for Spanish-speaking families. And then we have a Spanish-speaking parent liaison, Marley, who's wonderful, who communicates often.
Is she from? She's from Colombia, no?
Yes.
I met her.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's the nice thing too. She works at one of our elementary feeder schools, where we probably get the most students in that population from. So what's nice is we share her with that school, so she knows them already when they're at our school. So she has a long-standing relationship with them. So we work together with her a lot as well. And I'm trying to think if there are other pieces to that.
So you're speaking to the disparity issue then. As far as the mentor, I'm sorry, what was his name again? The volunteer?
Ed Oliva.
Ed Oliva.
Ed Oliva.
Okay. You conclude the EDY kids and the Hispanic families for the motivational things, right? Okay. So they're both included in that. Okay.
We invite those students.
Okay.
Other students as well, but we invite those students specifically.
Okay. So I was just checking. The connection is a little delayed, so I wanted to make sure we made the transition there. I wasn't taking my notes in the wrong spot. So okay.
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
And if you through your class, if you hear of other things that other schools are doing that are working, please, and we're not doing those things, please let me know.
Okay. One last thing on the economically disadvantaged kids. The stuff for absenteeism, chronic absenteeism, is there anything like that going on specifically to address that?
Yes. Yes, there is actually before this happened, I was invited to join a district school avoidance absenteeism task force working group essentially, and so our work was delayed a little bit, but we did have I joined after they had already started, but we did have a Zoom meeting a couple weeks ago, I think, and so we have another one in the next week or two. So that is definitely a concern and a problem in terms. That's a concern and a frustration that I've had for several years. It's really you have some kids who go ahead.
Well, it seems like it's a tough issue. To me, it's probably more so in the parents' hands than the kids' hands. And I mean, there's.
It depends. We have some kids who don't want to be at school, and their parents are trying super hard to get them there, So we have that, and then we have some who don't really want to come, and their parents aren't as supportive, I guess, as able to come. And then we have students that, due to maybe concerns like anxiety, that is maybe the reason for some of the absences. Some students have health-related issues that result in absences, additional absences. But the growth of depression and anxiety in our community, and I'll say our district, and I know it's
society in general.
To our district, but because we're in a very high performing district, it's very much a concern in our school, in our district, and so for a lot of kids, they truly want to come, but they're not able to. So there are different things that we do have a independent study program that is a better fit for some students until they're able to get to school. So and there is the START process and the START process for students who can get to school, but who don't. But that's I would say pretty a slow process. I've gone to student houses before, and brought them back. Talked with them on the phone at home. They're in the car and don't want to come out of the car in the parking lot. I go there. So we do work a lot, and we really do have many parents who support their students to try to help their students get to school, but not all.
Yeah. It's tough for them too. I mean, so many economic problems going around.
Yeah, it's not. It's interesting. I don't. Certainly you have the anxiety depression piece. I can't say that the students who are not coming, from what we're able to discern, aren't necessarily the students that are struggling financially, from what we know. So um, it's not. That's why in our group we have a nurse, we have special ed representatives, we have sort of an array of different viewpoints of different people to try to have bring all of those points into one conversation.
So side note, is there any way to measure right now how many kids are actually participating in the studying at home? That would be a real indicator of who's engaged and not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always had parents as teachers, so I didn't have a choice.
Before our spring break was the week of the 13th of April 13th, so we had our soft launch the week before. The weeks prior were all optional because the district was working very, very hard to identify students who didn't have access to a device, a Chromebook, or another device, and or the internet. And so there was a lot of work that went in to gather that information and distribute those devices to ensure that all students had access. So there was a definite piece not to ensure that that students wouldn't be left behind because they didn't have access to that. So that was definitely a huge, huge focus. So again, the week before break was the soft launch of just what we call distance learning, and then this last week was the official launch. And so at the end of last week, our school, all of our teachers, we have one document that we're all looking at, are indicating the students by name, and then each subject has its own column. And so if the science teachers go on and list his or her students and put a check in science, and it would be either didn't make a connection or didn't turn in the work. And then there's an area for comments. And so if they're putting the student's name there, they've also sent an email. They've communicated with parents or called, often emailed, that letting them know that they didn't get that work done. And then the other counselors and others spent some time this last week contacting families to have conversations.
So there is accountability to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, wow. And I think the bigger, it's not accountability in the sense of as a consequence. It's more of how can we help you? If do you have enough devices? Are you getting reliable internet? Do you all know how to? Our kids were very familiar. We use MyConnect a lot and Canvas a lot, so our students are very, very familiar. That's how our teachers. This isn't new to them or even a lot of our parents, but it's just different being at home. Some students have a room to themselves, and and there's quiet and there's support. And some students, there's multiple families living in the home, so it's so different. It's so different, and that's definitely a concern that we've talked about a lot in terms of that. In our hope and work to bridge the divide, our concern that this will create an even larger divide. And so this is each week the teachers will document and this work, and all eyes will be on it, and we will be contacting and working with families.
Is that pretty much all districts, or do you think that's pretty specific to the model specific to Poway, or is pretty much everybody doing this?
That I don't know.
Okay. Just curious.
I did hear from someone that
I'm a long way from California, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, so I would just be guessing. I did hear from someone that some other district in San Diego, and I don't know which one. Their distance learning involves packets of work. So I know that's not San Diego Unified because I know people in that district, and they were doing the same kind of work in terms of identifying students and distributing Chromebooks and hotspots and things like that. So I don't know that it's standard across the state. So I know that's not happening in San Diego Unified because I have friends that work in that district, and it's definitely not happening here. You know, with our younger daughter, who's a sophomore in high school, I would have to say I'm very pleased with what her teachers are doing. They're working very hard, and I think they're absolutely doing.
I was kind of surprised. I actually, for Connor, I mean, he's only 4, and he has to do that because they started 3 years old actually at school here, and they have the thing at 10 o'clock. They're Aprende en Casa, and yeah, today we made an airplane out of recycled bottles, and I just take a picture, and he's supposed to turn it in, so it's like his homework. So I'll get graded on my my plastic bottle airplane today.
Yeah, your version of the 4th grade mission project.
That's right. Flexibility. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, sorry, I didn't want to stray for too long on that, but I'm curious as to what's going on over there. So back to Latinos. Anything specifically designed as interventions to get to bridge the gap? You say?
Yeah, I don't. I would say that the interventions are designed if the students are not all students would have access to the interventions. I guess that's what I would say. So we have so in a sum, if most of the students in a particular intervention happen to be of a certain group, that's absolutely okay. So I would say again, our parent liaison, we do various parent nights for Spanish-speaking families throughout the year. It's more probably than for the English-speaking families to provide that support and that connection to the school. So that's the other piece. Is a lot of our Spanish-speaking families aren't as comfortable, understandably, coming to the school. So we want to bring them to the school, and so we ask them, what topic do you want to cover? What are you interested in?
And did you say that the parent night has a Spanish element to it as well?
What?
The parent night that they have, like the.
We do. Yeah.
That's done. They have a Spanish group for that. Okay.
Yeah, when we do a 7th grade parent night, we do a Spanish-speaking 7th grade parent night. When we do our 5th grade parent night, we have a Spanish-speaking.
It's an entirely separate night. Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, so it's a small group, which is nice, and so we do that. We also have the AVID program, which would be an intervention, and again, it's really trying to identify. I would say we work hard trying to identify students who would really benefit from the program. We tend to have a lot of students that probably in other districts who wouldn't qualify for AVID. You know, both parents are dentists. They're probably not the students that Mary Catherine Swanson was thinking about when she developed AVID. But so we really do try to encourage and work hard, and we have wonderful AVID teachers who really support their students when they're at our school. And then Kelly High has a tremendous program as well. Sherry Lockey there, she's phenomenal as well. So, they do college visits because a lot of kids otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to visit a college campus. They have college tutors that come and work with students, organization, note-taking skills. So there's a lot of support provided in the AVID program as well.
So I would imagine, and like you said before, that there were like support math classes available. Is it how I would imagine it's kind of a delicate matter to say like, okay, we're trying to have you can't specify intervention just to one demographic, can you? It's like we're having,
No.
yeah, it seems like you get a lot of trouble. So, but it's you have to target a group with some tact, I would imagine. So,
Yeah, we invite, and it's funny. Some students are initially, and I understand, maybe reluctant because they don't want to give up their elective.
mhm.
But what I tell them, and it's true, and they come back later and tell me that they feel that too. That very few, I can't say no one has asked to leave, but I don't remember. Once a student is in that class, they don't ask to leave because they it takes so much pressure away. They in the math Excel class, we have a with our block schedule, they have math class one day, math Excel the next day, math class the following day. So in that math Excel class, they begin by reviewing um, the homework from the day before, um, and then and then they spend time um, uh, previewing the, um, the lecture, the lesson for the following day. So when they do see that lesson the next day, it makes more sense. They're more likely to participate because they have greater understanding. So when students participate, they do better. So they have time in that math class to get their homework done. So they feel more confident. They're spending less time at home on homework. Um, it's really, students just don't ask to leave. And a few years ago when I happened to walk in during the back to school night, there was a parent talking. It was the parents of the students in that class, and the parent was funny. It sounded like an infomercial, the way that she was talking about that class and how great it was and what a difference it's made for not just her child, but their family. You would have thought we were paying us, but we weren't. So but we keep it small. It's maybe 20 students, so there's time
Nice. Less
for the
intimidating
teacher to
too.
get to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything for the students with disabilities?
So again, that's with the students who have, I guess that would be those. Are we thinking those students on a 504, those students with an IEP? Are we thinking more of the students with an IEP?
So yeah, it's a huge rate. I don't know how they I guess by the same method they separated for the test. So whatever, how do
Okay.
they
Well,
gauge
so
the dashboard? If you
yeah, one
qualify
of
to
the
make it
things,
on the dashboard,
one
then
of the yeah, right. So as you know, I think probably know, the state isn't doing the CAP testing this year because we're not in school.
yeah.
But one thing that our district is doing, or did this year, and that our school piloted, is what we call the SAI program, so the Specialized Academic Instruction. So instead of having students with an IEP, uh, as many students, I would say, pulled out for language arts class, and or in a pull-out math class, or even in a pull-out learning strategies like study skills type class, we are pushing in more. So we have essentially one pull-out class for language arts, and
When you say pull
math
out
for students
class,
who
I'm sorry, I
pull
mean,
out, meaning they're not. Yeah, no worries. They're not in a general. It's not a general education center. They're
okay.
in a class with students, other students who have an IEP. So they're not in a class with. It's not a mainstream class. They're not in a class
Okay.
that is
Okay.
heterogeneous. And so we this year, we have what we call the SAI. So most of our students are not schooled out. So we have two kinds of SAI classes, um, in math and in language arts and social studies and in science. We have classes that have the core content teacher and then a special education teacher. So two credentialed teachers in the class, and then we have a cluster of students in that class who have IEPs, and those teachers help all students. So the special education teacher doesn't only only help the students. So it's nice. It's not conspicuous, I think, for the kids
They
who do have IEPs.
they
And then the other group,
I'm sorry, math,
go ahead.
math, ELA, what do you say, science and social studies are the four?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll check
Yeah.
before we got too far ahead. Okay,
So
go
some
ahead, sorry.
classes have, yeah. Some classes have a core content teacher and a then an IA, an instructional assistant. And so those classes don't tend to have as many students with an IEP, or and the students that they have that have an IEP don't have a higher level that their needs aren't maybe as significant. So they're okay with being in the class with with an IA instead of a special education teacher. And so the feedback from kids and parents has been, from those students specifically, has been very positive. That they're going to the same classes that their friends are going to, so they don't feel stigmatized, I guess. And they're being exposed to the same curriculum, and then the teachers are really have done an amazing job. The core content teachers have done an amazing job in terms of providing accommodations, and they'll make them available to all students. So if a student is not identified with benefit from that particular accommodation, they'll provide it. And then the core content, the special education teacher, the core content, and the IA will work together. They do spend time planning. I'm sure they know they don't have as much time as they would like to have, but they do spend time planning. So I think that's really helpful. It'll be interesting to see how that translates, I think, to the CAP testing. So what I would say is when students, I'll use math as an example, when students were pulled out and in a homogeneous special education math class, my sense is it was very difficult for that student at some point to transition back into a general education math class because the divide was so great. And so if we can teach students in a general education setting with support, even if they get a C, they're better off.
Yeah.
So that's something that that a lot of time and attention, and this was just our first year with that, and so we didn't obviously finish the year with that.
And you guys piloted that program?
Next year. Pardon?
You piloted the program at Twin Peaks this year?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And this isn't new. This isn't unique to Power Unified. This is coming from the state, but it was. I think the feeling was let's look at it at one school. Let's find what works, what doesn't. Let's figure some things out, and then we can roll it out.
And what does SAI stand for again? Student.
Specialized academic instruction.
Okay, got it. Writing SAI.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Lots of acronyms.
Yes. Yeah, I might have to call you back for alphabet soup.
Anytime.
So are any of those three things on that list prioritized by the school and in your conversations? Do those things come up? Obviously not right now, but
Which things specifically?
The things I mentioned, the diversity and the gap in Latino scores, the economically challenged, and the special special disabled kids.
And not just because I would say we have to talk about it. That's not the reason. I would say it comes up because it's the right thing to talk about.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do. So I would say that we all would be talking about it anyway.
Do you think they're priorities?
Say that again?
Are they real priorities, or are they just talking about it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So at Twin Peaks, what is the school counselor's role in improving data results? And if there are other participants involved, like you said, the principal. So Ms. Burke is obviously getting all the information, all the CAPS scores, and sharing it with you guys. Anybody else, vice principals? I can't remember his name. There's a vice principal there that you always work with as well.
Well, our principal, Dr. Kelly Burke, and then Shailene Newman, our assistant principal, I would definitely say that they drive the work and drive the conversation. Um, they're the captain of that ship. But in terms of who participates in the conversation, certainly all of our teachers, um, counselors, we participate. Our ELD coordinator, he participates, specifically our special education. Uh, the district, there are people that, folks at the district level who participate. So some of the pieces specifically relate to maybe curriculum in the classroom and instructional pieces. That's more of an administrative conversation for an administrator to have with a teacher, for example, than a counselor. That would be probably appropriate for us to have that conversation with a teacher. So that's an appropriate conversation for the assistant principal or the principal to have, and they definitely do talk about it. So we look at assessments, whether it's the MAP assessment or the ELD assessment, to see if they're reclassifying, or the CAS assessment, to sort of as part of the whole picture, pieces of data to kind of get a sense of where the students are. Sometimes we'll find students who their grades are not very good, but their math scores and their PAP scores are strong or very good. And so that tells us something different than a student who maybe even has C's or D's, but whose math scores and CAP scores are not very strong. So it's definitely, for us, I would think I can speak for us in that way, but an important piece of I don't want to say the puzzle, but a piece of the picture that we look at.
Yeah, from what I understood, you guys use it much more on a individual level, tracking each individual student more than identifying like group interventions or big data things. So you do talk about it in the meetings, but as a counselor, you are more concerned with the student on the individual level and their individual scores. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I would say that's fair to say. I would say those are some of when we're looking at identifying students for some of the support classes, the teachers and we will look at those scores as a way to identify the right students for those classes. And that's the conversation that we do have with kids, because as kids get older, they're not maybe as much rule following, and so sometimes in middle school or high school they don't do as well as they could. And so, sometimes when we reach out to students or families about these classes, or and they don't think they need them or don't want them, and especially when we talk with the students, we tell them this is one of the things we're looking at. So we don't, when they tell us that I can do better than this, I'm sure we know you can, but we don't know necessarily what you're capable of. We know what's here, and so that conversation of encouraging them to do their best, and we have that conversation in the before to encourage them to do their best, and before they, because when they go to high school, they may also be identified for different support classes and not have the opportunity to take as many electives as they would like. So, it's important for us to identify the kids who need support, and so that's one of the pieces that we look at.
Okay. So, what is the typical data assessment process at Twin Peaks? And do you have a specific role in that, or is that all handled by
Say that again.
what's the typical data assessment process there? Data assessment. Is it all flow through the Principal Burke? Then all the test information for everything goes through her first and then dispersed.
I'm not sure first. I would say she again spearheads. Our teachers are very interested. They very much care and are very interested to see how their students did the previous year. So when we look at that information in the fall, so the teachers definitely are eager to look and see how their students did, and on the test as a whole and on specific pieces of the exam, so that they know how to adjust for like what are they covering, what do they need to work on a little bit more, what can they maybe work on a little bit less, because only there's a specific amount of time. So I would say the teachers are also very interested. That's been my experience for that reason.
So, well, who would they? So, if a teacher had interest, so what was the process again? Would they go? Did they go to the principal then, or how, well, I guess what information is available and how to the teachers?
Sure. The principal makes it at that staff meeting. The principal makes it available
Okay.
to every teacher.
Okay.
And then we look at it. There's a presentation on the screen that we all look at. So it's a whole group conversation. And we have our elective teachers there, our physical education teachers there, because they want to support literacy and math as much as do the science and social studies teachers. So really everyone, all teachers, feel like they have an opportunity to support student learning in those areas. It doesn't just fall on language arts and math teachers.
Well, you're lucky to have a great staff. It's definitely a great staff of people. Everyone I've met there, everyone I've met there is just great. That you've got an impressive staff, good teachers, and that really care about the kids.
We have a great staff.
So yeah.
We do. We have a phenomenal. We truly, in my years at the school, I would say that the last couple have been probably the strongest. We have a really wonderful group of teachers and a great community. I mean, the kids and the families that we get, we're very, very lucky.
Yeah, it's always been well supported from back in the days when I was there decades ago. It seems like we always had a lot of community support, parent involvement, but yeah, it's wonderful. All right, so I guess a good segue. My last question there. So in this, I mean, Poway is definitely probably arguably one of the better schools in the county, possibly the state. I know it's a great district, but so in this era of accountability, do you think that well, the district and Twin Peaks, are they using the data effectively to the potential? Because we talk about it all the time in the program and how everything is dependent on data and empirical evidence and fact-based. So
I don't know that I can make an informed statement in terms of I know exactly what everyone's doing.
Sorry, that was kind of a loaded question, I guess.
Care very deeply and work very, very hard. So I know that this is important work for them, and I don't think I know it's definitely not we do it because this is where we've always done it, or that we've always done it this way. It's definitely not the thinking of at our site or at the people that I know at the district who do this work. So they're very good, and they care very much. And they work very hard.
Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of programs and pilots and things. They try new things, so they're trying to branch out and they do offer a lot of amazing services. What was it? The student support services, the S cubed.
So we have the response to intervention program has been a huge effort for the last few years. We have a console that teachers can go in and from pre-K to 12 and put information in, and counselors can as well. And this year we have an RTI TOSA that splits her time between many schools, but we have her support as well. So yes, we have some things have stayed, some things have run away after they've been evaluated. Sometimes they go away due to funding. It depends. But so no, there's definitely ultimately the goal, I would say, with the intervention piece is to identify and support students to help them be successful before they get to the spot where they may need or qualify for special education services. So if we can identify and support students early, then that's what we want. That's what we need to do. That's what we're trying to do.
Great. Okay. Wow. That was a lot of info. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much for staying with me for so long. That's great.
Of course, anytime.
So, and
Yeah, and again,
I will be bugging you for the next few months, I'm sure, if I ever make it back there.
yeah, anytime and always. And truly, when you hear other presentations, or if you see other information and you think, oh, this is a good idea, and I don't know if you're doing it, please let me know.
Okay, I will. Will do. Yeah, I'll share everything I have with. You're schooling me on all the wise ways of school counseling, so it's the least I can do.
Yeah,
Pay attention and take
yeah,
good
we love
notes.
good ideas.
Right.
We like to steal good ideas.
All right. Okay.
Borrow.
Well, thank you very, very
All right,
much,
Travis.
Jamie. I
Well, thank
appreciate
you.
your time,
Oh, you're welcome.
and you have a great weekend. I apologize in advance if I have to call back for clarification or
Anytime.
trying to
Yeah, anytime.
figure out what
You
the
know that.
abbreviations are for.
Yeah, you know that anytime, and be well. Stay safe.
Thank you very, very much. Please, my best to the family,
Okay,
and have
bye.
a great weekend.
Same,
All
same.
right, take care.
All right, you too. Bye,
Bye bye.
Travis.